Hello everyone. We are just waiting for more students to join in. Meanwhile, if there are any faculty members who want to send their PPT to me, they can send it now in my email. Are there any faculty members who want to share the PPT with me?
Yes, ma'am, I can share because I have two separate screens. So if I can, I'll share
So
with you.
please send it on my email rajbir rajbir @svc.ac.in.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of IQAC Shri Venkateshwar College, I welcome you all today for our next round of orientation, which is the GE orientation today. VAC orientation today. We have VAC orientation today. And this orientation is for semester 4 students. And first, I would like to call Dr. Deepti Jain ma'am. She is from the Department of Mathematics. She is also the VAC nodal officer for the courses in the college. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rajbir. So, very good afternoon to all the teachers and students present in the session. So, students, you are already aware of the system. You are 3 semesters down in the system. Like the previous semesters, in this 4th semester also, you need to choose one VAC course. So, University of Delhi offers a pool of 24 VACs, out of which the college is offering 12 VACs for semester 4. So you have to choose one VAC which you have not studied previously in the first 3 semesters of your UG program. Let me just share the screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. So students, this is the notification regarding the semester 4 second VAC registration. Here instructions are given. This is the link to the form. You click on this link, it will take you to the form where you can give your preferences for both SEC and VAC. The last date to fill up the form is 31st of January. The form is editable till 31st of January. You can edit it n number of times, but after 31st, the one which will be your first preference, if you will be eligible for that, it will be provided to you most probably, and you will not be allowed to change that one. We will not cater any change request after that. So that is why this orientation is organized. Here, if you see the notification, it is uploaded on the website. The link to the VAC courses are given. All the VAC papers course syllabus is uploaded on the college website. Here are the links. For digital empowerment, the credit scheme has changed and the updated one is also uploaded on the college website. These are the 3 links. You can go through the syllabus of all the VAC courses through here. You check the eligibility or prerequisite of the courses. If you are eligible or fulfill the prerequisite, then only apply for the paper. And do not apply for any VAC paper that you have studied in the previous semesters. Further, if you want to take a VAC which is not being offered by the college, then you may attend the classes in one of the cluster colleges of the South Cluster. In that regard, you need to send an email to the nodal officer of South Cluster colleges. Here the details are given. The email ID coordinator South Cluster colleges @svc.ac.in. You need to send your preferences which you want to, the back paper title which you want to study in cluster along with your details. But it will be allocated only when there will be a cluster college offering that paper and will be ready to accommodate you in their college. Then there is another notification here. This gives the list of all the VAC papers, the 12 papers which we are offering for the 4th semester, along with the name of the departments and the room numbers. So you are supposed to start attending your classes. You go to the room allocated here and meet the teacher. You attend this orientation program. In this, you will get to know the theme of the papers. You shortlist 5, 6, whichever appeal to you. And then there will be a physical orientation program. Physical interactive sessions will be organized on the next Tuesday. And the schedule will be shared with you soon. It will be uploaded on the college website. There you go to the 5, 6 courses which you shortlist today. You meet the teacher. There will be more serious interaction program there, and the teacher concerned will be there to answer your queries. How beneficial this paper will be, what are the contents, whatever your queries are, you may have one-to-one interaction with the concerned teacher there. And then after that interactive session, you make your final choice and fill up the form by 31st of January till 11:59 p.m. After that, the form will be closed. So that's all from my side. I think now we can start with the paper-wise presentations.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now we'll start with the paper-wise presentations from the various departments. First, we have the Department of Botany. Is there anyone from the Department of Botany? Okay, I think there's a faculty from the Department of Botany.
Krishna sir is there, Rajbir ma'am.
Yes,
He'll
yes.
be presenting.
Yes, I have promoted him to a panelist. Right.
Very good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, Krishna, you may go ahead with your presentation.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Krishna, are you sharing your screen?
That is I am searching, ma'am. That sharing option.
Okay, you can see there is a green button at the
Yes.
bottom when you
No,
move the cursor. Yes.
yes. Now it will be visible. Okay, thank you. Now it is visible, ma'am.
Yes, your
Yes,
people.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Myself, Dr. G. Krishna Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, SPC College. The Department of Botany offered VAC-III, VAC-IV, Ayurveda and Nutrition. Okay. Why we choose the Ayurveda and Nutrition? Because it is the natural and holistic approach. It is an immense popularity in the people, zero side effect qualities. So that's why we opt this course to know the balanced dietary guidelines, home remedies, daily and seasonal routine. We known to cure this while know the Ayurveda and nutrition. And also it is the choice of traditional and holistic approaches over conventional ones. So entire this course offering two credit course, one for theory, one for practical. The theory contains the 3 units: Introduction to Ayurvedic Nutrition, Basic Principles of Food and Nutrition, and Ayurveda and Ayurvedic diets. Apart from this theory, we go to the practical session. So few of things we done it. That is the classical classification of available food items, conduct survey to study the food behavior and food consumption pattern, visit to available resources to know the Ayurveda and nutrition concept, and also the students may their experience in the form of the audio visual presentations. These are the simple practical things. In the theoretical also we know the Ayurveda and nutrition from basic knowledge to the what is the diet in behind the Ayurvedic and also nutrition aspects. All the traditional aspect we will know to cure all the home remedies. That is the scientifically approaching topic the botany department offered. Students are very good learning, very easily learning. So the what is that learning outcomes? To aware the traditional food cultures of an India, to evaluate the changing of food pattern, understand the Indian knowledge system and key Vedic priority, and apply traditional diets for health and disease, prepare healthy Ayurveda recipes. These are all things which are the outcomes regarding this paper. What is the best opportunities in the career while approaching this Ayurveda nutrition? It is becoming an entrepreneur in the Ayurvedic industry, and also it becoming an Ayurvedic health wellness professional, launching your own product line and healing therapist. You are building a own wellness center. Apart from this, you could become a good researcher in the Ayurveda while knowing this paper. That's why students may happily, if any queries, please contact in the department, or I share the personal my number in the group. Please come and join in this paper. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, you may share your contact details in the chat box.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Yes, students, if you have any queries, you can post them in the question and answer box. Next, we have the VAC course, Culture and Communication, which has been offered by two departments, Department of Political Science and Department of Sociology. I think we have Dr. Latika from the Department of Political Science. Latika, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. So I hope I'm audible. I'm Dr. Latika Bishnoi from Department of Political Science, and we are offering the paper Culture and Communication. The paper has 2 credits, and we'll be taking 15 sessions of 2 periods each. Importantly, the idea behind this paper is to understand what is the Indian cultural heritage, what is the legacy of a past and needs of a contemporary society. While understanding all these things, we look at the readings that talk about the Indian society, the spirituality. Most importantly, we try and understand how does empathy work? How are we considerate towards people? Importantly, in social sciences, it's very important to understand most intersectionally as well as historically how a society actually functions. And when we see the society, it is important to know how we actually communicate with each other. How do we understand each other? Do we see the differences, or do we try and overlook those differences and look at diversity and equality? While understanding, taking into the foundations of democratic societies, we try and understand how socially we function. So importantly, though there'll be very good understanding about gender relations, class relations. Spiritually, we'll be looking at Gita, study on humanity and spirituality. So these are very important aspects for our students, which I believe are very important when we understand culture and then how we communicate it through our culture. This is the important thing that our Indian society is bringing about through cosmopolitanism. And the paper is basically very interesting because we try to analyze the society, we try to look at it. In practical terms, we'll be actually looking at kind of a field work, which would be like looking at how the friends function in a college, or maybe you go and look at the old age homes, you try and talk to people around, you understand how culturally people live, how you actually communicate, and any reading that you do, we have to actually understand how socially we are we are actually functioning. Do we actually inculcate those readings? So these are all part of the study of culture and communication. How we actually considerably read something, how we actually interrogate the society, how we inculcate those values. So we take into consideration and we lay the foundation of this paper of culture and communication from both political science and sociology. And we're trying to understand the whole society. So practically, we'll also be talking about, there'll be group presentations. Sometimes we try and look at our friends, why are the friends, why are society, our friends, how are they actually talking? Why are they talking? So there's a certain analysis of everything where empathy is very important. And this paper is actually laying that foundation. Also importantly, it's also trying to bring about ecological understanding. How close are we to nature? And in Indian society, there are a lot of studies, indigenous studies as well, which actually talk about spirituality of nature and in the society, how this nature has actually come about. So these are the things that we try and understand. So this is my paper. In political science, we take into consideration society, we take into consideration the cultural heritage, the Indian understanding, the spirituality, and we try historical understanding, the Indian wisdom. How are we laying it out in the future? So these are things that we're actually trying to present in this paper. The paper is very interesting. And I'm Latika. I'll be giving in my contact details. Y'all can come and communicate and talk to me about it anytime. So this is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Latika. We also have from the Department of Sociology, we have the faculty, Dr. Rahul, with us.
Yeah, so hello everyone. I'll share. Latika ma'am has already covered a lot about culture and communication. I'll just share a bit of PPT covering certain aspects that might aspects of this course. So sociology department is also offering this course, culture and communication. Here, like ma'am said, we'll talk about culture and how it helps us to communicate effectively. The ideas that you all see, ideas of Vasudeva Kutumbakam, idea of Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat, ideas of Satyamev Jayate. So these cultural elements, how we can apply those elements in our day-to-day life and communicate effectively, communicate better. So it kind of combines our cultural heritage to the day-to-day practical aspects of communication. So learning objectives of this course are, we will certainly focus on traditional values rooted in our cultural legacy, and it will also help us to understand interconnections between the past and the present. And more importantly and more relevantly, it will help us to develop communication skills in daily life for contemporary India. While talking to your friends, means after going through this course, while talking to your friends, you will be actually sounding a bit intellectual and a bit knowledgeable. So that is one. Also, this is a very fun course, I would say. I mean, you should look at the syllabus, and though I'm discussing that also, but it is a fun course, and we'll be enjoying the discussions. It integrates ethical values and essential life skills. So these now, if we look at the course modules that have been divided into 3 sections. So first is what ethical values can we learn from Indian heritage. So I means let's come already discussed at length. Now developing life skills means embracing knowledge, sharing for personal and societal growth, empathy, and so on and so forth, and effective communication in everyday life. So these are 3 modules that we'll be covering in those 15 sessions that we'll be doing. Also, the readings are very interesting. Also means the practical aspect, because it's one part theory and one part practical. So the real world applications, I mean, you'll be asked to do some sort of surveys or interviews or visits, quite in line with the objectives of this course. And it will help teach this course because of the readings. We'll be reading Aurobindo, we'll be reading Chanakya's book, we'll be touching on Sudha Murthy's sort of work, and great Indian literature, and what philosophical thought can we get from that, and incorporate that in our day-to-day life. So a kind of mixing of literature and philosophy, and making it practical use, so that it can be used in day-to-day communication life. So it is a very relevant course, I would say, as far as VAC is concerned. So this is my contact number. I'll just zoom it. It's means contact email rahul.jha1803@gmail.com. You can contact or reach out to me. I'll be there, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rahul. Next, we have the VAC course, Digital Empowerment, which has been offered by 3 departments from the college: Department of Commerce, Department of Economics, and Department of Electronics. So do we have anyone from these departments? Digital Empowerment VAC course. I think we have from department, yeah, Shivani.
Mama, I'll just share my screen.
Yes, sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shibani from Department of Economics, and the department is offering VAC for semester 4 as Digital Empowerment. It is a 2-credit course with 0 theory and 2 practical. So it is a very sought after course and very popular course amongst the students, mainly because of the relevance it holds, and the aspect that we involve a lot of case studies and practical aspects to it. So I'll come to the units, the syllabus of this course, which is first of all, there is no prerequisite for it. And okay, the syllabus is digital inclusion and digital empowerment. In the first unit, basically, we will be learning about what digital inclusion is, what is digital empowerment, and what are the various caveats involved in digital empowerment. And there is a flagship scheme of the government, which is known as the Digital India Campaign. It is no longer just a campaign, but an entire scheme, an umbrella scheme, in fact, which has a lot of components to it. Some of them are Bheem UPI app, then e-Kranti services, e-Pathshala. So we'll be learning about all DigiLocker. We'll be learning about all these things, and we'll be doing various case studies and exercises, like, for example, a survey study, which you can conduct in a group of 2 or 3 for 10 people you are living by, living close to, and you can just interview them about how they know about Bheem, whether they use Bheem, whether they use DigiLocker services, and so on. So these are a few examples of the practical aspects which we'll cover. Then we come to the second unit, which and we'll be dealing with communication and collaboration in the cyberspace. Basically, how communication is possible, how we are conducting this online meeting today, how we use emails, blogs, social media, everything. And not only just this, but very technical softwares also which are used in mainly the corporates. We'll be dealing with some of them as well. So digital empowerment does not mean digital inclusion, but it also means developing advances in digital technology. So apart from this, we'll be then of course when there are pros for a technology, there are cons as well. And so to reduce these cons, we'll be looking at how to mitigate this towards a safe and secure cyberspace, the cyber security measures. We'll be looking at the government initiatives which are there, and we'll also be looking at the individual steps which we can take to basically protect our uh, Gmail passwords, to protect our social media accounts, and so on. And after finally dealing with all these three units, we'll come to the ethical issues involved in the digital world. For example, what are net and etiquettes? How do we use to, how can we communicate with others? How can we communicate to our superiors, to our juniors? All these things, and what are the what is online bullying? Every small aspect of a lot of things will be covered in this. So of course we'll be learning a lot in this, and we'll be learning how do we include everyone and make it a very inclusive society as far as digital inclusion is concerned. How can we include the remote areas of the country and make it a better equipped society for everyone, not only the people who are a bit more privileged, but also for those who are lesser privileged. So that is it. And if you have any queries, this is my email ID. I'll also share it on the chat box once, and you can communicate with me. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shibani. Next, we have the VAC course, which is offered by the Department of History. Before that, is there anyone from the Electronics Department or the Commerce Department?
Yes, ma'am. I am from electronics. Hina Yadav.
Okay, okay, we go ahead with you. I'll just show you. Hina, you can go ahead with your presentation. I think the PPT is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Hina Yadav from Electronics Department. The department is offering digital empowerment in continuation to the previous semesters it has already offered. So this semester also the department sees the need of continuing with this course as a value added course. So as you know, it's a 2 credit course. So it will be a 4 hours per week classes. So there will total 15 sessions in this semester for this course. So, as we are in a digital world and we have number of devices around us, and every student nowadays you are using many digital devices. So, and there is a knowledge explosion everywhere, an information explosion. But what is right, how it has to be accessed, even if we have right to access it, that is to be known. There are rules and regulations also, like we have in the physical world. We have rules and regulations to cater the knowledge of, to cater the digitized world also. So this subject will enrich you with the knowledge of what is digital world, what are the facilities which we have as in the nation and also on the world platform. So the complete course have 4 units. You have digital inclusion and digital empowerment. uh, then you have communication and collaboration in the cyberspace. Now, this term cyberspace is again a very big term. What do you mean by a cyber world or a cyberspace? It's important to understand, and for your day to day activities and wherever you go in whichever field. This has become a pen and paper for you now. Earlier, like we used to have registers and everything. So now the new registers are the digital world for you. So it's important to learn what important to get empowered digitally. The first unit will be the introduction to all the facilities in which we have in our nation and how to access them, all the apps and what the online platform with DigiLocker. Many of you must have used DigiLockers. Where you have e-Pathshala, e-Kranti, how to file an RTI, how it is useful in finance sector and everything. The next unit, can you change the slide also?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Then unit 2 is communication and collaboration in the cyberspace and how an electronic mail is built up. What do you mean by a blog and how it is important of writing or reading a blog and how to take it? See, there are many statements and comments which we read throughout the day. So how these things are done and how video conferencing, what is the importance of video conferencing in today's world? After so much app and all is there, still video conferencing is very important at certain platforms. Next, in unit 3, you have the now when we use something we should know the safety measures or the security breach should not be there at any stage. So we should know how our data can be secured and how we have to prevent ourselves from any cyber attacks, and also what are the future threats that can be in the digital world, and what are the initiatives the present government is taking to curb these issues. The last unit, unit 4, is towards the ethical issues in the digital world and in the cyber space. So in the end, the next slide, ma'am. In the end, this is there is no paper pen work in this VAC course. It's completely on systems or how to use the digital devices. So there will be teamwork, group discussions, group work, and everything. The data also how to store it digitally safely. It will the whole course will be with will comprise of these things. What is e-library, what is digital libraries? We have digital library in college, but I don't, you should know how many, how to access that and how it is benefit to you. Next, ma'am. Right. So it is, this course is important to be for you to become a thoughtful, well-rounded individual which have a sense of responsibility and a service towards the society and nation. For any queries, you can contact me. I'll share my contact details in the chat group. And further on next Tuesday, we can have a physical interaction in the in college also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Hina. Anyone from the Department of Commerce with us? Okay. So next we have from the Department of History, the VAC course which we are offering is Ethics and Culture. Let me just place my PPT on the screen. I think my screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this course, Ethics and Culture, is being offered by the Department of History this time. This is the course for semester four students, the VAC course. And this course is a course which is kind of, if you can understand from the title, Ethics and Cultures, about ethical behavior, about ethical culture, and how do we understand ethics in life. So this is a course which is similar to culture and communication, which some of the VAC students had studied with me last semester, right? So those who have already studied culture and communication, they can decide about opting for this course, and obviously not those who have studied this course earlier in their previous 3 semesters. This course, again, it has 2 credits. One is lecture, another is practical. There is no prerequisite for this course. There is no eligibility criteria other than passing 12th standard, which all of you have already done. The classes are going to be held in a 217 room. And the objectives of this course are basically to explore various cultural and ethical dimensions in one's life, to understand and to investigate into our thoughts, into our emotions, into our actions, and to understand how to behave, how to ethically have a manner in the society. The next one is to inquire into decision making processes, which basically the students will get an opportunity through the practical aspect to investigate and to understand how to deal and how to make their decision in various different situations, different circumstances. Also, we'll be cultivating and talking about some core ethical values such as sympathy, empathy, acceptance, compassion, tolerance, justice, and many more such. So this course has 4 units. The first unit is the introduction, the basis of ethics, which is largely what do you mean by ethics, or what is ethical behavior, or what is the core of ethics, right? So this is the first unit. The second unit is the role of intelligence, reason, and emotions, where we'll be dealing and understanding our emotions and how to use our intelligence and our reason to have ethical behavior, or to have a ethic in our life, right? And these ethics would be for professional as well as your, you can say, personal life also. So this is a kind of a course where you are also developing some kind of life skill for your future prospect, for your career prospect, and of course your personal life. Then the third unit is cultivating inner values. And of course, there are, again, we are talking about some various core values and how to balance these values in your work and in your, you can say, your professional and your personal life, right? So this is largely, again, you can say the balance which is required when you are going to pursue a career later on after you complete your studies. So obviously, this is a very important course for all of you for your future, you can say. The fourth unit is striving for a better world, which is outreach activities, and which is largely going to be the practical aspect of this course, where we are going to engage ourselves into different kind of, you can say, extension activities through literature, to art, to music, to cinema, to media. That is obviously doing some field work, doing some survey, doing some kind of interviews, which is similar to the kind of practicals we had already done in the culture and communication course, right? So this is the 4 themes which we are going to be taking up, along with a set of readings which are mentioned in the course. The outcome of this course, again, as we already discussed earlier, is to understand certain core values or certain core culture which is required to behave, to kind of develop in a society, to cultivate certain ethical values or ethical, you can say, core ethical behavior, to also evolve our decision making process in an ethical manner, and in a whole, you can say, to develop these ethical values as a life skill, to take them up, to take them forward, and to kind of manage them ethically in our professional as well as personal life. So it's obviously going to be a very interesting course, a course which where you're obviously going to learn a lot, and when you are going to go in future pursue some career, this is going to be something which is exactly required for all of you. So you have my contact details on the screen. I'll be there in the room number 7, ground floor, Department of History, if you want to reach out to me other than the class timing, and my email address is also mentioned. So hope to see you in the next class on Tuesday. Thank you. And then we have the next VAC course, which is there from the Department of Statistics. Is there anyone from the Department of Statistics with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah. Please do.
Yeah. Okay. For this semester, Department of Statistics is offering financial literacy as a VAC course. This paper helps you to understand the influence of financial literacy on the quality of your life. As you all know, financial literacy is constant and unavoidable companion of our lives. The course objective of this paper is to make you familiar with the different aspects of financial literacy, such as saving, investment, taxation, and insurance. Also, to understand the relevance and process of financial planning and to promote the financial well-being. Now,
Yeah.
Now, the financial literacy is the possession of skill, knowledge, and behavior that allow an individual to make informed decisions regarding money. Financial literacy, it refers to the ability to understand and apply different financial skill effectively, including personal financial management, budgeting, and saving and investment. So these are the some indicators which influence our quality of life. In this paper, we are going to study about these financial aspects which helps you to understand or to make better how to manage your finance. This paper contains 4 units. The first unit refers to financial planning and financial product. In financial first unit, we are going to study about savings, time value of money, management of spending and financial discipline. Also about financial, what are the financial goal, how to manage our finance. In the second unit, we are going to study about banking and digital payment, all the banking products and services, also about the digital payment mode, and also about the security and precautions against different digital frauds, which are in this time going to happen frequently. In the third unit, we are going to study about investment planning and management. And the last unit, we are going to study about personal tax, which include the basic taxation process, old regime and new regime of tax, how to fill the ITR, how to apply for PAN card. This whole course contains 15 lecture, and this of 2 credit, for 1 credit for practical and 1 credit for theory. In practical, we are going for different projects, which is individual project as well as group project, in which we are going to analyze the different banking projects, banking services which are offering by the banks, different banks. And we are also making some portfolio based projects, and also we are through practical learn how to apply for ITR and also for PAN card. So I hope this basically surely this will add some value in your life. This paper helps you to add you some value in your life through different financial aspects. Thank you. And my contact detail is on the first page. This is my email ID, tanuja@svc.ac.in. You can contact me here, or anytime you can come to the Department of Statistics, room number 110. I'll be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanuja.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Next, we have the VAC course from the Department of Mathematics. That is Fit India VAC course, which has been offered. I think we have Dr. Naman from the Department of Mathematics.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible. I'll just share the screen. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. So this course is Fit India. It's a VAC course, and everyone knows that this Fit India movement was launched on 29th August 2019 by Honorable Prime Minister. And this is our outline for the course. We'll have 4 units. And last semester also, we had 5 sections for this course. Nearly more than 350 students were enrolled. So this is one of the most famous course running right now these days. So this is unit 1 is participation is physical activity. Unit 2 is health related fitness. and their components. Unit 3, nutrition and fitness. Unit 4, sports, physiology and psychology. Now we'll break down these units one by one, but before that, let's come to the objectives and outcomes. So everyone knows, this is very much this course is very much related to our normal life, daily life, so we can easily relate everything to this course. So objectives are mainly encouraging physical activities through engaging the students in sports and yoga, understanding the importance of balanced diet, self building the skills like self discipline, self confidence, cooperation, teamwork, and we'll be learning through joyful activities. And let's come to the outcomes. After this course is over, probably we'll be able to adopt a healthy lifestyle. We'll have good knowledge of nutrition, diet, and we'll develop self-esteem, self-confidence, self-discipline, team spirit, and which is very much related to the sports, the fitness things. All right, let's break down the units. And unit 1, participation in physical activity. Let me tell that this course is only providing the practicals. There's no theory in this, but along with the practicals, we'll definitely learn about the theoretical aspect, the concepts, little with a little more understanding. So participation is physical activity. We'll have these three topics: Fit India Protocol, which comes under the Ministry of Youth and Youth Affairs and Sports under Sports Authority of India. And second is physical activity, health, fitness, indicators of fitness. So there are many indicators of fitness that we'll study in Unit 4. Okay, let's come to the Unit 2. So every unit will have practicals related to the theories that we learn. So we'll learn some concepts in every unit, and then we'll do the practicals. All right, let's come to the second unit. So second unit, as you all see, this is health related fitness and their components. In this, we'll study about the muscular strength, the endurance, their training, how to build, and how to stay fit along with these concepts, and body composition, flexibility. And the practical will include many things like the flexibility training, muscular strength training, endurance training, and the last part is about the theory. We should know about the ideal body weight, the body mass index, waist to hip ratio. What is the ideals of these ratios, these indices, and then we'll have this as an assignment. Collect the data from at least 10 persons, and then we'll list all the datas, and we'll compare with the ideal things. Okay, let's come to the unit 3. Unit 3 is about nutrition and fitness. So in this, actually, we'll get to know about the balanced diet, the caloric content, how much your burger contains, how much calories your burger contain, your pizza contain, and then healthy eating plate. And again, in this unit, we have practical. So this is the last unit. Let's come to the last unit. So actually, in this unit, we'll come to know about the mental fitness also. See the psychology word. So fitness doesn't only mean the physical fitness. It's about mental, emotional, physical, in all aspects of the life. All right. Let's come to the topics: skill learning and participant sports, group games, relays, minor games, meditative asanas, and pranayam. And could you please, ma'am, flip to the previous page? Yeah. And these last things, DASS is important. And there's one more scale which is called Rosenberg scale. All right. So here we'll actually come to know what are the indicators, the scale where we can actually measure our mental fitness, how mentally we fit. Okay. And the emotional fitness, the mental fitness. In these scales, there are 48 or 24 parameters, and there are options. It's like objective questions, and then we'll attempt those questions, and we'll get to know, okay, so we are at this level of mental fitness and emotional fitness. So along with the physical fitness, we'll get to know the mental fitness and the emotional fitness and their importance. All right. And so everyone knows the objectives. This Fit India movement was launched because of, I mean, everyone knows, they can relate to their life. It's basically for promoting fitness and awareness and encouraging indigenous sports, so that the fitness can reach to every school, college, university, and villages to the root. All right. And to create a platform for the citizens to share information, derive awareness, encourage sharing of personal fitness stories and all. And we also this Fit India has an app where you can check your fitness level score, track your steps, track your sleep, track your calorie intake, and you can be a part of Fit India events at international, I mean, at national level. You can get customized diet plans, age-wise fitness level plans. All right. So yeah. Now this is my contact details. You can contact me, and here is my email. And if you have any doubt, you can directly email me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Naman. Next, we have from the Department of, okay, before that, do we have anybody else from the Department of Physics for the VAC Fit India course? Anyone from the Department of Physics? So this course is being offered by two departments, the VAC Fit India course. Okay, next we have from the Department of Sanskrit. Is there anyone from the Department of Sanskrit?
Yes, yeah. Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Screen. Okay.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
Okay.
PPT is there.
सभी को नमस्कार। ये संस्कृत विभाग की तरफ से पंचकोश, इस पे हम लोगों का वैक का है 4th सेमेस्टर के लिए। पंचकोश होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ पर्सनालिटी, यानी व्यक्ति का संपूर्ण विकास, इसमें हम लोग जो है पढ़ेंगे। इसका सिलेबस मैं बता देता हूँ। इसमें 2 क्रेडिट है, एक लेक्चर होगा और एक प्रैक्टिकल होगा। तो बेसिकली ये पंचकोश है क्या? तो हम लोग जैसे शरीर को देखते हैं, तो हमारा शरीर में 5 लेयर्स हैं। तो 5 लेयर से ये संपूर्ण हमारा शरीर बना है। ये एक्चुअली तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद में इसका वर्णन मिलता है। तो 5 लेयर्स कौन से हैं? तो बता रहे हैं, अन्नमय कोश, प्राणमय कोश, मनोमय कोश, विज्ञानमय कोश और आनंदमय कोश। ये 5 कोशों से हमारा शरीर बना है। हम एक एक करके देखते हैं इसमें है क्या। अन्नमय कोश, देखिए हमारा शरीर जो है, जैसे अन्न खाते हैं, भोजन खाते हैं, तो वो फिजिकल जो हमें शरीर दिख रहा है, वो अन्न से ही ठीक होता है। मतलब जैसा अच्छा भोजन करेंगे तो हमारा शरीर अच्छा बनेगा। और इसके लिए थोड़ा सा व्यायाम और बीमारी इत्यादि होंगी तो औषधि मेडिसिन वगैरह का उपयोग करके इसको स्वस्थ रखा जा सकता है, जो ऊपरी ऊपरी हमें शरीर दिखाई दे रहा है। पर वो ये कह रहे हैं कि सिर्फ जो बाहर दिखने वाला शरीर ही संपूर्ण शरीर नहीं है, और भी शरीर तो एक परत है। जो बाहर का हमें किसी व्यक्ति हमें दिखाई दे रहा है, उसका सिर्फ एक परत है। उसको भोजन, व्यायाम और औषधि के द्वारा हम इसको, उस शरीर को जो बाहर से दिखाई दे रहा है, उसको हम लोग स्वस्थ रख सकते हैं। इसमें हम इसकी चर्चा करेंगे कि हमें किस प्रकार का भोजन करना चाहिए, किस प्रकार का व्यायाम करना चाहिए, किस ऋतु में किस प्रकार का भोजन हमें करना चाहिए, और हर व्यक्ति का प्रकृति अलग होता है। कुछ वात, तीन प्रकार की बता कैटेगराइज किया गया है, वात पित्त और कफ। कुछ वात प्रकृति के व्यक्ति होते हैं, उनको उस तरह का भोजन करना चाहिए, ये सब चर्चा हम लोग करेंगे। कुछ पित्त प्रकृति के होते हैं, उनको उस प्रकार का भोजन करना चाहिए। कुछ कफ प्रकृति के होते हैं, यदि कफ वाले प्रकृति का जो भोजन कफ पित्त वाला करेगा तो वो नुकसान करेगा। और कौन सा पदार्थ कब लेना चाहिए, जो दूध जो है कब लेना चाहिए, सुबह लेना चाहिए, रात को लेना चाहिए या दोपहर में लेना चाहिए, ये बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं होता है। दही कब लेना चाहिए, सुबह लेना चाहिए, दोपहर में, रात को लेना चाहिए, ये भी नहीं पता होता है। तो कौन सा भोजन कब करना है, कितनी मात्रा में करना है, किस व्यक्ति का प्रकृति के अनुसार करना है, ये सब हम लोग इसमें करेंगे। और व्यायाम भी हम लोग देखेंगे कि कौन सा व्यायाम व्यक्ति के आयु के हिसाब से कौन सा व्यायाम उसके अनुकूल रहेगा, इसका भी हम लोग देखेंगे। और कुछ कुछ औषधियों का भी हम देखेंगे, जिससे कि हमारा जो बाहर दिखाई देने वाला शरीर है वो स्वस्थ रह पाए। अब उसके अलावा दूसरा जो परत है वो प्राणमय कोश है। अब आप देखेंगे कि हम लोग यदि खाना नहीं खाएंगे तो 2-3 दिन नहीं भी खाएंगे तो चल जाएगा, कुछ लोग तो 10-10 दिन नहीं खाते हैं तो कुछ नहीं होता है। पर आप सांस जो है 5 मिनट बिना सांस के नहीं रह सकते। यानी हमारा शरीर सिर्फ अन्न से, भोजन से ही नहीं होता है, प्राण की भी जरूरत। प्राण का मतलब होता है कि जो हम जो श्वास सांस ले रहे हैं, तो उस सांस के द्वारा भी हम शरीर को स्वस्थ रख सकते हैं। हम सांस तो ले रहे हैं, तो प्राणायाम के द्वारा उसी को अलग तरीके से करके हम अपने शरीर को और स्वस्थ रख सकते हैं, ऊर्जा में, मतलब ऊर्जा और अंदर भर सकते हैं। तो बहुत सारे प्राणायाम किस प्रकार से होते हैं वो हम इसमें देखेंगे। इसमें 5 वो बताया गया, प्राण, अपान, उदान, समान, व्यान, ये पांचों ही अलग अलग स्थानों के हिसाब से इसका नाम है। इसमें प्राणायाम पे फोकस किया गया है कि इस प्राणायाम से भी हम शरीर को और अच्छे से स्वस्थ रख सकते हैं। अब अगला है मनोमय कोश। इसमें आप देखेंगे, यदि आपका शरीर स्वस्थ है पर मन स्वस्थ नहीं है, ठीक है ना, इसके अंदर इच्छाएं, भावनाएं, इमोशंस इत्यादि आते हैं, मुझे पसंद है नहीं पसंद है। इसमें बहुत बार क्या होता है कि शरीर तो स्वस्थ, इसमें हम इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस कहते हैं। यानी भाई व्यक्ति स्वस्थ है, ठीक है ना, पर फैमिली में जो है एक दूसरे की भावनाओं को नहीं समझ रहे हैं, ठीक है ना। तो हम इसमें देखेंगे व्यक्ति सामाजिक प्राणी है, सोशल एनिमल है, सिर्फ इंडिविजुअली नहीं रह सकता है। तो समाज में हमें देखना पड़ेगा कि दूसरों की क्या भावना है, दूसरों की क्या इच्छाएं हैं, उनकी पसंद नापसंद क्या है, ठीक है ना। तो ये हम लोग फैमिली वैल्यूज को इसमें देखते हैं कि किस प्रकार से फैमिली में जो है बैलेंस बनना चाहिए, जहां पर भी आप रहते हो उस सोसाइटी में किस प्रकार से व्यवहार करना चाहिए, ये इत्यादि जो है हम इसमें देखते हैं। अब अगला जो है विज्ञानमय कोश है। इसमें जो है हम लोग ये देखते हैं कि व्यक्ति जो है भावनाएं भी है, ठीक है ना, भोजन भी अच्छा कर लेता है। और इसके अलावा यहाँ पर ये भी देखा जाता है कि आजकल जो है ना सही निर्णय लेने में व्यक्ति फिर गलती कर बैठता है। बहुत बार व्यक्ति को जो है ना सही निर्णय भी लेना है। इसमें हम लोग देखते हैं कि हमारा जो बुद्धि है उसको किस प्रकार से कंट्रोल करना है। बहुत बार आजकल स्ट्रेस हम लोग झेल नहीं पाते हैं, ठीक है ना, तो उसमें मेडिटेशन इत्यादि के द्वारा अपने माइंड को, अपनी बुद्धि को किस प्रकार से, मतलब बहुत बार होता क्या है ना, बहुत बहुत लोग ये कहते हैं कि सही और गलत दो ही हैं, तो कोई भी सही बता सकता है, कोई भी गलत बता सकता है। पर बहुत बार होता क्या है कि दोनों ही सही होते हैं, उसमें हमें बेहतर चुनना होता है। तो वहां हमें देखना है कि हम सही निर्णय कैसे कर पाते हैं, ठीक है ना, या दोनों ही बेकार हैं, उसमें कम बेकार वाला चुनना होता है। हमारे पास ऑप्शन वही होता है। बहुत बार होता है क्या है कि दोनों ही अच्छे हैं, भाई ये भी अच्छा है ये भी अच्छा है, तो उसमें बेहतर कौन सा है उसको चुनना है। तो ये बहुत बहुत बार जो है ना यहाँ गलत डिसीजन हो जाता है, तो पूरा लाइफ लॉन्ग जो है वो व्यक्ति पछताता रहता है। तो सही डिसीजन कैसा लें, इसके लिए हम जो है, मतलब मेडिटेशन इत्यादि हम देखते हैं, ध्यान है, ठीक है ना, उसको बुद्धि को सही करने के लिए हम इसमें प्रयास करते हैं। और अंत अंत में जो है ना आनंदमय कोश है, एक और परत है। देखिए, व्यक्ति सब कुछ करता है, अंत में उसका लक्ष्य होता है कि आनंद, कि व्यक्ति चाहता है कि वो अंत में जो है ना आनंद को ही प्राप्त करना चाहता है, तो हम देखेंगे कि वो आत्मा तक कैसे पहुंचे, कि वो सेल्फ को कैसे रियलाइज करें, कि आत्मा को कैसे पहचाने। तो तभी जब ये चारों सही होंगे तो पांचवा में हम प्रवेश कर पाएंगे। तो यही हम देखेंगे कि सृष्टि के जो मूल में जो है आनंद ही है। तो इसको भी हम देखते हैं कि लाइफ में आनंद की ही प्राप्ति होनी चाहिए। यही उपनिषद का मतलब जो है संदेश है। बस यही इसमें पढ़ाया जाएगा। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Next, we have the VAC course from the Department of Chemistry, VAC course Science and Society. We have Dr. Vanita with us for the presentation.
Hello. Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Vedni sir, can you please stop sharing your screen so that I may
Yes, ma'am.
share?
Yes, ma'am.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, dear students, I am here to quickly give you a brief overview about the VAC course, Science and Society. I am Dr. Vinita Kapoor from the Department of Chemistry. So, as you all have been acquainted by now that it is going to be a 2-credit paper with 1 theory paper and 1 theory period and 1 practical credit. So, the distribution is as follows. You can also refer to the syllabus, which is there on the website for a detail of the internal assessment and the examination component. The course has been divided broadly into 3 units. First is Science and Technology, the development from ancient to modern times, how science has developed, what are the good practices that have been followed from past, from our history, from our cultural heritage, but what are some of the myths and how to differentiate between facts and myths, how to live in a sustainable way, how to be a good observer. All these will be components covered in the unit 1. Then unit 2 will be comprising of the scientific principles and concepts in daily life, such as you see a rainbow, what is the science behind that? How rainbow is formed, how solar eclipse occurs, what is the science behind it? Simple experiment if you have to check the purity of water sample that is there in your house's drinking water, whether it is pure. The RO person you must have seen comes with a TDS meter. What is the meaning of that? You use a sanitizer. What is the science behind using the sanitizer? Why do we use it? So all these concepts of science which we come across in daily life, science is there everywhere around us. So this course will be giving you some details of all these things. Then the last unit will be focusing on the various contemporary developments. Like we all know, this is the age of artificial intelligence and robotics. It is coming up in a big way. We will be talking about climate change and environment, disaster management, and many more aspects in the recent times, the developments that have taken place in science. Now, how this course is going to benefit you? It is a very interdisciplinary course, and as you all know, there are no prerequisites of the course. Anybody can take up a course. आपको ये नहीं लगेगा कि मैंने साइंस, ये नहीं लगना चाहिए कि मैंने साइंस नहीं पढ़ी है तो पता नहीं मैं ये कोर्स ऑप्ट कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ या नहीं। आप सब ये कोर्स ऑप्ट कर सकते हैं क्योंकि बहुत ही एलिमेंट्री कोर्स है। It will tell you about the role of science in our daily life. जो हमारे recent technological developments हैं, जितनी भी टेक्नोलॉजी हम यूज करते आए हैं या कर रहे हैं, उसके पीछे की साइंस, और सबसे बड़ी बात, we are going to learn with fun. So I'll just briefly list, I have listed the various aims of this course. It will give you a very interesting hands-on component in the lab. You will be having several interesting experiments so that you are able to appreciate science around you. It will instill a scientific temperament in you. You will be learning with fun. There will be no rote learning because we are going to emphasize mainly on the wow factor of science. what interests you around you, how things are happening, how the various natural phenomena are taking place, and so on. So basically, it will be giving you an awareness of the scientific rationale that is around you. And your teachers are going to use very interesting case studies, some interesting documentaries from National Geographic, TED Talks, etc. There will be several visits to neighboring institutes, scientific laboratories, etc. You will be given exposure through invited talks, and you can participate in group discussions. So you will be benefiting a lot, because it is not going to be a burden on you. It will be a very light syllabus, which is going to acquaint you with the facts around you and the scientific phenomena around you. For any queries or more details, you can speak to the TIC, Dr. Vibha Saxena from Chemistry Department. I will be sharing her number also in the chat. So you are most welcome if you want to know any more details. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vanita. Students, we have shared the feedback and attendance form link with you guys in the chat box. Please post your attendance and give your feedback in the form. Please kindly do that, otherwise we won't be getting your attendance. Next, we have the VAC course, which has been offered by two departments again. That is VAC Sports for Life, Department of Biochemistry, and the Department of Physical Education. Do we have anyone from the Department of Biochemistry?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Just let me share my screen.
In the meanwhile, students, please see the link in the chat box, give your feedback and give your attendance in the link by filling the link.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, your PPT is there on the screen.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here from Department of Biochemistry. Our department is offering this course, Sports for Life. So this we along with we Department Biochemistry, and this course is, as members telling, is also offered by the Department of Physical Education, and Dr. Narendra Gaur will be taking that course. And from Department of Biochemistry, me, Dr. Usha Yadav, and Dr. Garima, we will be taking this course. So, as you know, that it is a 2 credit course, and it has only practical component. There's no theory components, and there's no prerequisite for this course. So, anyone can opt for this course. The objective of this course is to understand the significance of sports to promote health, fitness, and the wellness in life. So, and to understand the values of teamwork, tolerance, setting goals, and the decision making ability. So, and to learn these strategies and the tactical moves while playing the games. And during this process of playing sports and doing this physical activity, we get 3S: the strength, speed, and suppleness. So we all know the importance of sports. So it is just sports is just not just physical. It is important for one's mental and psychological well-being. So, playing sports helps in development of team spirit, cooperation. It imbibes discipline, flexibility, and endurance in our life. So, playing a sport strengthens our decision-making ability, willpower, and goal setting, and the determination to achieve them, which is further applied in our daily life, in other aspects as well. So one of the very important factor thing that sports give is, and which is a major problem in today's life, is reducing the screen time and channelizing the energy in a positive way, in a healthy way. So as we have already talked, it is just not the physical sports is just not a physical thing. It is important for your mental and psychological well-being. So playing sports reduces loneliness, stress, and anxiety. So, according to a recent report of WHO, loneliness is one of the major global threats. So, playing sports is one of the best way to overcome this. Uh, when when we play sports, there is a release of feel good hormones. You must have heard of these, like simple lifestyle changes like diet, sleep, exercise, and meditation. They can boost the level of these feel good hormones, which are also called as happy hormones, like endorphins, serotonin, and epinephrine. For example, you would have heard that when we do exercise, there's a release of endorphins, so which blocks the perception of pain and gives the feeling of well-being. So uh, we all know, because we all, like in our childhood we do play sport, but as we grow on, we get into digitalized mode and we forget this. So I think this is a good option to choose. Uh, if we come to syllabus, this is, as I have already told, only a practical component. So there are 4 units. In the first unit, we'll be learning about the rules of the sport. So rules of the sport, here we'll learn the marking of the court or the field area, and what are the rules for playing the games, how many players are there, those things we'll be learning over here. And in the second unit, that is the components of fitness. So here in component fitness, we'll be talking about fitness. There are two things majorly. One is the brisk walk we do. So that is, we in brisk walk, when we measure that, what is the distance per unit time? Uh, like how much distance one is covering in certain amount of time. So that gives a measure of fitness. And another is the bench step test. So from the bench step test, we measure three things: this pulse rate, BP, and the oxygen content. In the third unit, the benefit of sports and physical activity. So in all these in sub-units, we'll be actually playing all these games like badminton, basketball. You would have seen around in the college that we have these different facilities. So chess, carom, cricket, football, hockey, kabaddi, kho, table tennis, volleyball. So these all are all the games which will be learning their rules, and will be because I think depending on the number of students, we can divide them in groups, and different groups will be playing different games. So and the last unit, which talks about the sports and contemporary times. So in this unit, we'll be learning about the honors and the awards associated with sports, uh, sports and the sports person. So it does not that like from the country and the worldwide. We have many players from our own college. If you would have gone to the sports department, you would have if you would have gone to the physical education department, on that wall you will see the picture of these players. So from our own college, we have players who have played and won at the national and international level. So we'll learn about them. Uh, thank you. If you have any query, you can contact us in the Department of Biochemistry. And here is our mail ID of our department. And I'm available. Me and Dr. Garima, we are available in Department of Biochemistry. I was there today also in room number 258 to interact with you.
Thank you, Dr. Rusha. Students, if you have any queries, you can post it in the Q&A box. Next, we have from the Department of English, the VAC course, The Art of Being Happy. We have Nishant with us.
Hello, hi.
Hi, Nishant.
Good evening, everyone. Um, the screen, okay, I'll share my screen now.
Yes.
Hi, can you see it?
Yes, Dishant, it's visible.
Huh. All right. The paper that we are offering is called The Art of Being Happy by Department of English. The credit distribution is one, there'll be, of course, 2 units. One is a practical, one is a lecture. It'll happen in room number 302. I want to start the presentation with a quote from George Orwell, since it's a literature department, literary department. Men can only be happy when they do not assume that the object of life is happiness. The learning objectives of this paper are to synthesize insights developed by human development experts, psychologists, anthropologists on one hand, and to look at different intellectual traditions on the other towards some kind of experiential happiness. To see on the one hand, to see how happiness has been seen from an academic perspective, and on the other hand, how different cultures have seen the experiential subjectivity of happiness and have come towards a definition of it. To also illustrate various factors that determine the subjective experience of happiness in a cross-cultural context. There are 4 units to this paper. The first unit is human ecology and happiness, definition, which involves definitions, factors of happiness, environmental and social factors, then physical, emotional, and psychological well-being for happiness, and then physiological and hormonal basis of happiness, and also coping with stress, which is a factor of emotional intelligence. Then the unit 2 deals with Indological theories of happiness, Panchkosh theory, which was also something the Sanskrit department had just talked about, how happiness also comes from these 5 factors, which involves physical happiness. But this comes from yogic philosophy. So there's not only an emphasis on Western import of ideas of happiness, but also to see unit 2 actually focuses on what our own experts or our own scholars have said about the idea of happiness with the individual within the society. So the idea of the self and the other, hierarchy and stages of happiness. Then unit 3 is happiness cross-cultural context, how culturally we have been attuned to create happiness within ourselves and around ourselves. How interpersonal relationships also allow us to prosper within it. A comparative perspective and towards self-actualization. And the last unit is called local and global perspective of happiness, which looks at measuring happiness through key indicators. So, for example, if you would look at the Western idea of happiness, if you look at happiness index, and if you see how India is generally placed above 100, it never even comes under 100 according to the West, and certain parameters and indices that they use. But most of them are focusing on such certain materialistic ideas. So one of the things that we want to contest it, but if you look at the Scandinavian bloc, which is generally very high in these indexes, what you would also see is that there's also a high number of loneliness, a high usage of antidepressants present in the Scandinavian bloc. So we also want to see, okay, is it just the materialistic conditions which define this kind of happiness, or is there something more to it? Because there's always a chasm or a gulf between these ideas of happiness, particularly from a cultural perspective. If you're looking at it from the West, and if you're looking at it particularly from South Asian or East Asian perspective, countries like India and Japan. So that's also something that we will be focusing on. And of course, other factors such as how neurologically also happiness also means that it's a chemical reaction in your brain. There's a release of dopamine, there's a release of oxytocin, serotonin. But what does that do, and how is it now being engineered socially? Particularly because of the addiction of mobile phones, smartphones, which is all the social media apps lately, which give you this unearned dopamine every time you pick up the phone and you start scrolling down a social media app. So we'll be looking at all of these factors. We'll also be doing certain practicals to see if it's also possible to move away from this addiction of smartphone to a better space where we can engage with hobbies, if we can engage with community service, to see if we can engage with altruism, philanthropy, which is not to say that these are selfless activities, but rather to see if they also tend to generate empathy in us. So yeah, that's pretty much it from the English department. Thank you. In case you have any queries, you can contact me. My email is also given here. I'll write it in the chat box as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nishan. Next, we have the VAC course from the Department of Zoology, Yoga, Philosophy and Practice. We have Dr. Preeti with us from the Department of Zoology. Preeti, are you there?
Hi, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible, but your PPT
Yeah.
Yes, the PPT is now on.
Yeah, okay. Now, actually, I'm showing it from my iPad, so I believe the size of the PPT is not.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah,
fine.
thank you so much. So, students, Department of Zoology is offering yoga, philosophy, and practice as a value-added course in semester 4 as well. The credit distribution of this course is 1+1. So that includes 1 theory class followed by 2 periods of practical. And the curriculum is so easy to understand and implement. This is the curriculum. So this is so easy to understand and implement. In this course, you will learn about most famous Surya Namaskar, all of its asanas, mantras, breathing exercise or pranayama techniques such as Kapalbhati, Anulom, Vilom, and Brahmari. Basic yoga philosophy, Yoga Sutra, asana for increased flexibility, meditation techniques that help you to realize your inner spiritual power. Chakra system that help you to explore the various energy centers present in our body and how to balance them through yoga and pranayama. This course is very simple yet powerful with practical exercises that help you to cope up with your everyday stress and promote health and overall well-being. The syllabus is actually very easy and you can practice it every day. These are some pictures and glimpses. Students are performing pranayama and some exercises in the classroom. This is exercises. This is the savasana students are doing after doing Surya Namaskar and other exercises. Thank you so much. For any kind of query, you can contact me. This is my mobile number.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Preeti. Do we have anyone from the Department of Hindi with us? Okay, so I think that's it. We are done with the presentations. Is there any other faculty for the presentation? Students, we have posted the link for the feedback and the attendance form. Kindly fill that. If you have any queries, if you have any questions, you can contact your teachers. They have given the contact details. And the notifications have already been shared with you. They're on the website. To fill the form, the last date is 31st of January. Also, you have the notification which gives you the various classrooms in which the VAC courses are being held. You also have the links of the syllabus. So you can have a look at different syllabus of the VAC courses. So I hope it will be useful for you to make your choice. And of course, you need to be there in the classrooms when you have your classes on Tuesday to interact with your teachers and decide which VAC course you want to take. Ma'am, anything else? Deepti ma'am, should we announce anything we want to say?
I think that's it.
Okay. So as we come to the close of this session, there are again quite a few people we need to thank for this session, which has been held today. So on behalf of IQAC, I would first like to thank Dr. Deepti Jain. She is also the VAC Nodal Officer. Along with that, she's also the Criteria 1 Coordinator, which conducts these various sessions for VAC, GE, and SEC orientations. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Sunita Yadav, my colleague and team member from Criteria 1, who has been quite helpful in doing all the various coordinating and doing all the other things rather than coordinating and conducting the screen. And I would also like to thank the various faculty members from the departments who had joined with us today to make the presentations and to inform the students about the various VAC courses, and also to the students who joined with us. And lastly, the technical support which we get from our ICT, Mr. Naveen. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope this session has been quite fruitful and you can say useful for the students to decide for their VAC course. So kindly fill the form, the feedback form and attendance form, and also you need to fill your VAC course form by 31st of January. Please keep that in mind. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Rajbir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks to Rajbir for conducting the session so well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Should we have a group photograph with all the faculty members who are present?
Yeah, those who wish to turn on their cameras in a gallery view, if we can have.
Yes. Latika, Nishant, Usha ma'am.
Tanuja, if you wish to. Krishna Kumar, sorry.
Hi, Rajbir. My laptop doesn't have a camera actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.